All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to council, and welcome to people that are tuning at the same time virtually. Call to order at 6 p.m., please. Item number 2, Indigenous Land Acknowledgement. Councilor Shinneman, please.
The Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the land on which we gather here today is the Treaty 9, 1905-1906 territory, the traditional lands of Indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, may we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples.
Thank you. Item number 3, review and note any changes to the agenda. Being none, we'll proceed to item number 4, approval of the agenda. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councilor Belinda Kestemaker, Councilor Peter Kestemaker.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby approve the agenda as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 5, declaration of pecuniary interest and declaration of conflict of interest may be declared. I have none in front of me. It could be done during our current council meeting. Thank you. Item number 6, departmental reports. May we have a mover and a seconder, please? Council Belinda Kestemaker, Council Peter Kestemaker.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the departmental reports provided at the regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025.
Thank you so much. Does any input or on council starting at CAA report, please? Comments, input? Please go ahead. Sorry.
Hearing no comments or questions from council, I will make a note. I'll start with the major project updates.
Thank you.
As of that, this is with regards to the 3rd Avenue reconstruction projects. As noted in my report, I did make a note that in the event there was difficulty coordinating with the utilities, there was a number of options. I'm very happy to report to council that as of today, we were successful in connecting with all the utilities and have connected Bell Hydro 1 with North Rock. So we do anticipate that this hurdle will be cleared and that we will be able to make the target date to award the contract to a successful vendor as of June 11th. And North Rock connected with our staff to begin writing up the RFP for the tendering. So everything is moving forward as per the project timeline. The other thing that I would like to make a note of is at the last council meeting, Mayor and Council accepted and reviewed the pension 2022 to 2024 tri-annual monitoring report. There was some questions regarding the report, what it was used for and why we were accepting that. So the triannual report completed by pension was required by the Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks and is a requirement and it must be submitted to the district manager by the township every 3 years. The triannual report must be prepared by a licensed professional engineer, so in our case, pension. And it is used to interpret the groundwater and surface water monitoring, to monitor the data, and in and around the landfill operations. Dwayne and I had a call with pension this morning to review the recommendations included in the report. And I've extended the invitation to pension to make a presentation to council so we can all fully understand the recommendations in the report. It's important that we understand them, especially as we move forward with the landfill expansion plan. And so we're working on finding a suitable date, whether it's going to be the April 16th meeting or I believe the next date is April 30th. So
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
The only thing I had, excuse me, I should ask you to speak first, and I apologize, I didn't. The KGS, HAH, THM, I see you're being in talks, and it's going back to council approval, right, for the cost.
Correct, yes.
I'm attending a meeting on behalf of Mayor Fort in Smoother Falls. I'll bring that up to rest of the colleagues to see what they're, because they'll have their water sources, different ones, to see if they're running the same problems and to see who they're dealing with. To be brought up. Thank you. Acting Treasurer, please. Excuse me. Welcome, Richard.
Good evening. I don't know whether there's anything more I need to point out. Summary of what I've been working on, and the big project right now is to try and finish the working papers and adjustments for the auditors. But there seems to be lots of other little things that pop up. Again, I was having problems with the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and the province as far as getting payments on our PILs. I got another email yesterday from somebody new that says that they are working on it. So hopefully we can get that resolved very quickly. As far as other arrears, had a great discussion this morning with the treasurer from Wawa to hear their process and how they go about collecting arrears. Very interesting, because there was one thing that I was not aware of at all that we had as an option. So that'll be coming back to council at a future date. Still continuing to work with Infrastructure Ontario to get construction financing in place, assuming that Third Avenue is going ahead this year. Anybody have any questions on any of that?
Being none, thank you very much, Richard.
Okay, thank you.
Deputy Clerk, please.
I did want to mention, so in my report, you'll see that I said I was finishing up the required reports for the year. They're all done as of now, and everything is submitted. That's, I think, all.
Perfect, thank you.
And I noticed that you're going to go to meetings to Microsoft.
Yes, I will be bringing a report to the 16th, just kind of explaining the reasoning, and well, I'm going to recommend to council that we do so.
I understand.
But it would be a cost savings, because right now we pay extra for GoTo every year when we already have Microsoft with all of our accounts. And a lot of municipalities use Microsoft Teams. And I've been using it a bit more recently and learned it's a lot more intuitive to use. So I think that that would be a beneficial move.
Yep.
But I will bring that to council for.
Thank you very much. Any more comments, input? Being none, we'll proceed. Public Works Department, please. Wayne.
Just basically, this was February's report, but we had multiple storms this in March, and quite a bit of snow. We're having trouble putting in places. Other than that, I did try that aqua fault road patch to be put underwater.
And
As you're going to work, you probably notice the bumps aren't as bad on the highway.
Yeah.
But that was $4,000, well, $5,000 for the material in that one hole.
okay, so we tried it and move on.
It does work for sure. You feel hardening as you're putting it in the water. You feel it hardening. Within the third pail into the water, it's starting to hard to apply, hard to work with. But once it's in, it seems to be holding so far. I'm still testing.
And $4,000.
Yeah, one skid was $4,000, almost $5,000.
And how much of the skid did we use?
I got like 4 pails left out of 50 pails.
Nice.
Wow.
Very expensive, but it does appear to be
Wow.
working. Right now, we can't patch anything. All of our material is frozen, or it's not pliable. I can't even dig into the gravel pit right now. Actually, we have a water dig tomorrow, and they're bringing gravel from Hearst into here because I can't get into the gravel pit.
Understand.
Understandable.
Please go ahead.
I only have one question, and that's just to do with the arena. When we had said to go ahead with the curling, did the numbers that we needed from the plant to to go for a grant? Have we got the numbers that we need?
I think so. Have we got any measurements or anything, what numbers are you looking for?
Well, it was what Cheryl had been talking to about getting for the information we need to have. Can you help me with this?
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
it's for, I can't remember exactly, I think it might be the GMF, Green Municipal Fund. But I could be wrong, but the one that, it's the first portion of it is to do a study and get the numbers, and then they would be able to, see what our savings would be, and then we would be able to implement it. It was,
It must be on the annual then, or, because we have to have some type of monitoring system for hydro, and nothing there.
I'm not exactly sure. I know Eileen was working on it.
It was to do with the.
It was all the
ice
hydro,
plant.
the energy use,
Mhm.
It must be a calculation at the end of the season, I'm assuming, compared to regular.
but by the month as well, I thought.
And it was,
They should
yes,
break it down on paper, logically.
If-
Hydro budget monthly.
I can investigate if Eileen was working on it. It
No,
might
no.
be on her
No.
computer.
this was something that Cheryl was looking into. And it was to help us go forward with getting the information we needed to go forward to get a new plant.
The third party was gonna actually
Yeah,
do all the paperwork, everything for us,
and that's why we agreed on the curling.
keeping the curling club going this year.
If you give me one quick moment, I can pull up the information.
Drago?
Please go ahead.
Did council say that we wanted to go forward with the applying for that grant? Because we haven't heard anything about
No,
it.
you weren't applying for it. It was the other party that was gonna do it.
Yeah,
That was our understanding.
That's simple.
No, so.
No, it
that's
wasn't
it
simple.
wasn't simple.
We haven't heard anything about
Totally
it.
lost.
Yeah,
Totally lost.
Wow,
we haven't heard anything about this.
that was the whole reason why we went ahead with the curling club.
We researched that years ago, that program. So the first stage is the monitoring program. That's the Green Municipal Fund. That's the community building fund. So we did all the research on that in 2022, 2023. We haven't heard anything about this going forward.
Okay. It has been part of our meetings here.
Read your plan for hydro or
Yeah.
calculation.
They do it.
Yeah, there was a company, I'm not sure the name. Can we defer that item till the mayor comes back and
Yes.
she did spearhead this at the beginning, so we could act on it then? Agreed? Go ahead, please.
Can we not defer but look into it? So.
Yeah, both.
Okay, thank you.
Melanie will,
I'll take it away.
yeah,
I'll
Okay,
take it away.
thank you.
Report back.
thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Because through you, Drago,
Yes, please.
it was, from what I understood, the program was, once we have the numbers in place, we could apply, and the government was basically gonna pay for a new compressor, like a new plant, and we were gonna pay back as within the money, like the energy we were gonna be saving. So it would be pay itself off, say 5 to 7 years, and after that, it's free money coming in, like, cause it's money we're saving. That was the whole idea behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further comments?
No.
Thank you so much. I will advance to EDO department report, please.
I have nothing to add, but if you have any questions, or you want clarification or anything, then I can provide them.
Any comments, input from members of council?
Actually,
Please go ahead.
are you still on schedule for your rebranding, marketing strategy thing you want to get out?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay,
So it's still everything, the assets, we have quotes, and then I'm looking at getting the assets, and we already have lots of them in. So we're hoping for a spring, early summer launch.
I'm excited for that. Thanks.
The only comment I have under other project updates, business startup inquiries, how many did you have, may I ask?
Probably about, in those 2 months,
Yeah.
probably about 4, 5.
Potential there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Any further comments? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Corresponding information only, 7.5 resolution recommendation. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Council Peter Kissemaker, Council Belinda Kissemaker.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the correspondence information only package attached to the agenda of the regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025.
Thank you. Anyone have any particular in the information only? Comments or input? I have 7.2. I noticed Deputy Clerk made a comment towards tariffs by Canada. She will investigate into that and bring it to a further council meeting for our discussion. I thank you for that. Being no more, all in favor? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Number 8.1, committee board updates. There was Hornepayne Housing Corporation minutes, October 10th, of January 21st, February 11th. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councilor Peter Kissemaker, Councilor Belinda Kissemaker.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby acknowledge receipt of the Hornepayne Housing Corporation Board of Directors meeting minutes from October 10th, 2024, January 21st, 2025, and February 11th, 2025.
Thank you very much. Any comments, input on those minutes? Being none, all in favor? Thank you. Motion carried. 8.2, council committee updates. Councilor Belinda.
I just wanted to talk about the Thunder Bay District Municipal League Conference that I went to. Before I start on that, the league has been working on a strategic plan since 2024. Started in 2023, and they have it for the next 4 years. When they did do that, they kind of changed the way everyone looked at things, and it was in a very positive way, because I think for me sitting on the board, I thought, why was I part of that when it's mainly Thunder Bay way? But to me, since they started this strategic plan and working with NOMA, for instance, I think it's made a difference. And what they've wanted us to do is pass on the steps that we have, and when we do notice things, whatever, or we have done something within our minutes or whatever, that we report it. So I would like to make sure people get the strategic steps so they can just see, and maybe even monitor from their other meetings as well. So there's a little bit of networking. Also this year, when they made any speaker that did a presentation, whatever, they made a donation on behalf of that speaker, and it all went to the regional food distribution, and they certainly are doing an excellent job up there. And some of the things that we talked about was an investment policy. The one investment, I don't think we use it for Hornepayne. I know they use it for Manitowoc, and they do use it in other spots. But basically, to me, it was something to really look at, because they're talking about even the smaller communities that don't have much money. It will help. And I was wondering why we never really talked about it. So I thought it was something that I would bring up. We had another presentation on contracts, which was interesting. Like your procurement contracts, whatever, and they kind of gave everyone a presentation on how to deal with that stuff. Cheryl, as you know, she was part of the presentations this year, and she did well. We also had a presentation from Superior Points, their harm reduction team that they have around Thunder Bay. Basically, they just closed one of their places where people could go to in Thunder Bay, which is really sad. And they were trying to give a presentation on how to use that naloxone, and then ended up passing out kits to everyone, which was really nice. We did talk about the municipal combination tax that Thunder Bay has, and they basically started off at in 2018 they started at 4% and increased to 5% as of this year. So I did ask about how long it took for them to get it active. For them, the guy mentioned that it was like a 6 months process. And he gave a presentation on that too, which I do have if anybody wants it. We did have a natural asset management presentation. That seems to be one of the main things that everyone talks about. So, and we did have a presentation from the Superior North Emergency Medical Services, which is dealing with Geraldton, Thunder Bay area, basically. And that's about it. Oh, no, there's another one that we had that was interesting for me. It was on a bylaw officer. We had a presentation from the guy that is part of the the board that deals with courses and all that kind of stuff. And basically, he's saying that we can get a lot of information from him. He's already sent out a membership form and application, which I think that we should one of these days actually look at. So I'd like to pass on that information to the office here, and that's about it.
Excellent, thank you. If you back a couple steps, can you share with the interim CAO the information on investment, please? So it could be shared with the treasurer.
Yeah.
So we would see, because they want to see data. Also the policy structure, that would be very nice to share with the staff again, through the CAO to the other staff. Any information on that, you could funnel it to Melanie and then dissipate it to the
Yes.
appropriate staff, please.
Okay.
This way they don't have to search for it. You give them the contact and go from there. Thank you very much. Okay, any other comments? Report, thank you. Councilor Shinman, please.
Thank you. We had a hospital board meeting this week, and it's budget process time for the hospital, so that's always a critical time. Every hospital in Ontario right now is running in the red. There's no doubt that we need an influx of funding from the provincial government to be able to offset some of this, as well as the accreditation process is well underway. And there were some concerns that our community is, because of our location, we're lost a little bit. We like the I-van, which comes to Hearst, isn't scheduled again to come to Hornepayne. And hospital staff, they've been almost pleading to be able to say, hey, we need that here. We have people who can't make the trip to Hearst. They're not capable of making that trip, but it will not happen this year again. So that's kind of a concern that's been brought up, and they've taken it further. And also the no home care, since the nurse that was doing home care has retired essentially, there's no one to replace her. And of course, with the distance, if someone has to come from Hearst or from the Sioux, then there's no resources to cover any expenses. So we're really falling behind with any home care needs. Because then someone who needs home care ends up going to the hospital, and that takes against the budget. That works against us. So we're really getting double whammied on that one, right? So that's a concern that they're bringing forward again. Where else? Again, they're anticipating a 30% increase in a lot of their supplies. Even food supplies last year, it was noted, went up 30%, and that was without any kind of tariff on any fruits or vegetables. This was just natural. Their food budget was raised by 30%. So they're anticipating another a tough year financially to be able to hold their own. So that's something we need to see if there's any way we can, through the, I don't know, the PHU meetings or anything, and we can see what's going on, but that's the concern. And that's all I have to report this week. Thank you.
Any comments, questions to Councilor Schindler? I would have only one question, Councilor. Would there any be worthwhile that the council pass a resolution for next year for the IVAN to show support to have it here?
I think absolutely. I think that would be a great idea. Thank you.
Could we have that, please, for our next meeting or the meeting after, to have the support once you touch base with the hospital, to have a resolution to support the IVAN, because it came here for many years, something like about 20.
Longer than that.
I would like it to be for all of the services that we used to have that we don't have anymore. Especially, like, you're talking about the breast fan, I
That
think there's,
doesn't come either?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
Absolutely. I think, if I may, I think we should probably take some time to investigate it.
Of course.
I know we did some investigation in Wawa about the breast ban. And what we found out, and the IVAN might be the same, is that they were actually only servicing the communities of White River, Hornepayne, Duerville, and Wawa, really off the side of their desk. They didn't really have core funding allocated to serve our communities. And when the provincial policy lowered the age to 40 to receive mammograms, the influx of users went up in larger urban centers like Thunder Bay and Sault Ste. Marie. So all of a sudden they didn't have the time or the resources to service our communities anymore. So what we did in Wawa was we lobbied and advocated for commitment to serve our community. And they said, we will, our budgets are set until the end of 2025. We are only going to be able to come in 2026 beyond. So I think, I know that conversation happened at the Northeast Superior Mayor's Group table, and the IVAN might be a similar conversation, but there might also be other fringe programs that fall into that kind of caveat, because I think our whole entire region is essentially a donut hole where Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, and for Hornepayne, Porcupine Health Unit might be really, their focus might be being pulled to larger urban centers. So yes, I absolutely agree that it warrants further investigation. We might not be able to get it for the April 16th
No,
meeting, but
that's
we'll
fine.
certainly bring it back.
Please. All concur?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Councilor Peter Kissmaker, please.
I have nothing.
Okay, thank you. And I just have a brief one. We have a library board meeting on April 1st, and it's not fools, it's real meeting happened. It's not a fool's thing. April 1st? Just kidding. Silly humor. Number under 9.1. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councilor Peter Kissmaker. Councilor Belinda Kissmaker.
Whereas Stephen and Carol Renault, as co-owners of the 180 Front Street apartment building, have submitted a request for the demolition of a portion of their structure to ensure compliance with the Ontario Building Code as part of their ongoing development project of 8 rental units. And whereas the proposal includes demolishing approximately 12 feet of structure connecting the 180 Front Street building to the adjacent Hallmark Center in order to facilitate required structural separation under building code compliance. And whereas the building owners have agreed to cover all costs associated with the demolition and subsequent restoration, thus ensuring the project adheres to financial and safety protocols. And whereas this proposal aligns with the township's strategic redevelopment plans for the Hallmark Center and helps to address safety, structural integrity, and municipal liability concerns. Therefore, be it resolved that council does hereby approve the demolition request submitted by Stephen Carroll Renault for the specified structural separation at 180 Front Street under the terms and conditions outlined in staff report number DCSR 2025-01. Be it further resolved that an indemnification agreement be executed between the township and the building owners to protect the township from any liabilities arising from the proposed demolition activities.
Council's input, comments, please go ahead.
We have to, no matter what, make this go. We have to support anybody that's wanting to invest in our community, like Carol and Steve, and no matter what, we have to make it work. 100%.
I think that's a wise decision, and I thank them for covering up in this
Absolutely.
area. I think that's a crucial part of the infrastructure. Wonderful thought.
Yep.
Plus the action. Okay, any further comments? Being none, all in favor?
Councilor Shannon.
Sorry, I apologize, Councilor Shinman.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the only thing we need to do is to make sure we have the confirmation of an insurance, right, for our liability. We need to make sure that they're well insured. And I think that's the same as we would do. So to make sure that that insurance is in place to protect us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That being said, all in favor? Approved. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 9.2. Set a special meeting, April 23rd, hiring committee recommended CAO candidates.
Seconder.
And the seconder. Move by Peter Kistemaker, with Belinda Kistemaker.
Be it resolved, the council does hereby set a special meeting on Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. in a hybrid meeting room for the purpose of reviewing the hiring committee recommended CAO candidates in a closed session.
Any comments toward that?
I just wanted to confirm, does this date and time work for council?
Okay.
And
Please go ahead.
I wanted to add, this date is certainly optimistic at this time. We wanted to get a date on the calendar just to hold, and we will be inviting CAO candidates to come and make a presentation to council. However, if for whatever reason this date does not work for the CAO candidates, we might come back to council and request an amendment. However, in the effort to be fully transparent and accountable, we wanted to set this date fully in advance. However, we don't anticipate that we will change it, but we just wanted to get this date in early.
Thank you very much. Members of council will be available or not available?
Available.
What's the date again?
23rd?
Next month, eh?
April 23rd.
What time?
6
6
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think everyone said that they're good.
Everybody, it's fine?
Yeah.
Belinda, all
Yeah, I
good?
think so.
All right. All right, all in favor? Thank you. Motion carried. Item number 10, 10.1 bylaws. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Council Peter Kistemaker. Council Shinman,
Be it
seconded.
sorry. Be it resolved that bylaw 2119 being a bylaw to amend the voter list management services agreement with Conference Systems Incorporated doing business as DataFix be hereby read a first and second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed.
Comments, input? Any comments from the staff? Being none, all in favor? Thank you, motion carried. Item number 11, motions and notices of motion.
I have not received any.
Being none, we'll proceed to item number 12. Closed session, moving to closed session, may I have a mover and a seconder, please? Councilor Peter Kistemaker. Councilor Belinda Kistemaker.
Be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting at 6:36 p.m. be closed to the public in order to discuss personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees and labor relations or employee negotiations pursuant to section 239 2BD of the Municipal Act 2001.
Thank you. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. We're returning to the open meeting of council. And we're the first time that was discussed, it was under the section,
You gotta
please go ahead.
pass the motion.
Mover and a seconder, please.
Yeah, we have to return to open.
Return to open, I apologize. Council Peter Kistemaker, Council Belinda Kistemaker,
Be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne does hereby return to open council at 7:32 PM.
all in favor? Motion carried. All right. Under the item number 12.3, QP collective bargaining, please go ahead.
Yes. So we need a mover and a second.
Mover and a seconder, please. Council Peter Kistemaker, Council Belinda Kistemaker.
Whereas the Township of Hornepayne and the Canadian Union of Public Employees, QP Local 305, have concluded negotiations and have agreed upon the terms for a new collective agreement. And whereas council has reviewed and discussed these terms during the closed session. Therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Hornepayne hereby ratifies and approves the agreed upon terms of the new QP collective agreement as presented in the closed session. Be it further resolved that a bylaw to finalize and formally enact the new QP collective agreement shall be brought forward for consideration at the next regular council meeting.
Thank you very much. All in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. Under the item 12.4, establishment non-union salary 2025, we don't need a mover or seconder. A direction was given to council to prepare a bylaw adjustment for band payment and also to prepare a contract for identifiable individual. Thank you. And adjournment. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Council Belinda Kistemaker, Council Peter Kistemaker.
Be it resolved that bylaw number 2120, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at their regular meeting held on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025, be hereby read a first and second time and be considered read a third time and finally passed.
Thank you. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Item 14.2, the adjourn a meeting. May I have a mover and a seconder, please? Council Peter Kistemaker, Council Ted Schitteman.
Be it resolved that council does hereby adjourn this regular meeting of council held on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025 at 7:34 PM.
All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you so much, council. Thank you so much to staff. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.